They really got Jim Carrey? They really got Jim Carrey. Because there ain't no way you're convincing me that this guy is this guy. Let's get straight to it.
That's the show, Dennis!
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Well, as you can see probably, even though the background is blurred, but you can totally see from my shirt that I'm absolutely a dad first. So there's probably gonna be a ton of edits in this video because I got the children in the background, but it's all good. We having a nice little family day, a computer day, and that's what it is, man. With that being said, we gotta take this conversation all the way to France. And we gotta talk about this farce, this claim about this man who is allegedly Jim Carrey. We talking about the very same Jim Carrey that we all grew up on, who we known and loved for the last probably about 40 years. We talking about Saturday Night Live. We talking about Ace Ventura. We talking about the Riddler. We are talking about the number 23, which actually I think is what this guy looks like a bad clone of. A bad clone of Jim Carrey's character from the number 23. We're talking about The Truman Show, which ironically enough, Jim Carrey's character in The Truman Show found out that everything that he had been taught was a lie. And actually there were nefarious things happening, being controlled and manipulated by people who were manipulating his entire life. And in probably the sweetest stroke of irony, Jim Carrey had recently began exposing the evils of Hollywood and some of the things that they took part in. A lot of the things which were revealed at the release of the Epstein files. So without any further ado, let's take a look at Melanie King on YouTube, who has been uncovering a whole lot of conspiracy theories. She's actually been all over the Epstein file release. So if you want to go the whole deep dive, maybe I'll do a compilation, put some stuff together and break that down. She's doing a whole deep dive into the files, the Epstein, and she's uncovering a lot of stuff. None of the things that the mainstream liberal media wants to cover, of course, because it doesn't incriminate one Donald John Quavius Trump. But she's uncovering a whole lot of stuff. So anyway, we'll talk about that at another time. But without further ado, let's get straight to it.
Well, guys, I was scrolling on TikTok this morning, and I always pray, I ask the Lord to just show me something you want me to talk about. And this was like, I want to say the second thing that I saw on TikTok, and I could not believe what I was seeing. Visually, I couldn't see it. I couldn't believe it. But then when I heard it and watched it, this is supposedly Jim Carrey, I believe last night at the Caesar Awards in France, making his big debut back into the spotlight. I'm going to play it for you in a second, but I put, who is this? Because it is definitely not Jim Carrey. The eyes aren't even the same color. They don't even care anymore. That's how you know it's a wrap. Now, I posted.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's exactly what I was saying. It doesn't even, like looking at that guy, that looks like somebody cosplaying. This looks like somebody pretending to be Jim Carrey. Like it actually, that's kind of what I was saying. Are they really trying to pass this guy off as being Jim Carrey? Because this means that they're not even trying. They're just playing in our faces right now. They're not even trying. If this is what they're putting up as Jim Carrey, they're not even trying. They're just playing in our faces blatantly at this point, right? So yeah, I agree. Let's keep going.
And within an hour, it had amassed almost 1 million views. And I'm seeing people respond to it in like Japanese, Korean, Portuguese, Spanish, German, like it's like gone viral essentially. But let me play this video for you and then we'll get into the details.
Bonjour. How are you? Oh, it's a wonderful feeling. I really took on a pretty big challenge trying to do my speech in French. So, I wrote it and I researched it and I practiced it like crazy. But, it's, then I watched everybody like talking 1,000 miles an hour up there, receiving their awards. And I was like, I'm dead. And I made mistakes and I was like a novice, but I felt a lot of love. and I felt a lot of appreciation that I tried, and what I.
Did he say I'm dead? Did he say I'm dead? Like no. I get it. I get it. People are gonna say no. He was saying, oh, I'm dead meat out here, but I right? I feel like that's what he said. Let's go back.
Like talking 1,000 miles an hour up there, receiving their awards, and I was like, I'm dead. I'm dead.
I'm dead.
And I made mistakes, and I was like a novice, but I felt a lot of love, and I felt a lot of appreciation that I tried, and what I said was true, and I really wanted to recognize my family. I wanted to recognize my dad. I mean, my dad was the type of person that if you met him for 5 minutes, you felt like you knew him for 50 years. You know? I can't talk about him without getting emotional. Oh, loved it. Loved it. It's so beautiful. And having Michelle, you know, Camille Coton was also amazing. And it was just a brilliant evening, you know? Really.
I'm sorry, y'all. I can't do it. I can't do it. That's not Jim Carrey. All right. I've watched Jim Carrey my entire life. Straight up, Jim Carrey is one of my favorite actors in Hollywood, right? Much to the chagrin of some elder people that I know, right? But Jim Carrey is one of my favorite actors. That I don't know that there's a movie he's been in where I didn't at least like him and his character, okay? I'm talking about from Saturday Night Live to In Living Color, like I said, Ace Ventura, then the list goes on and on. The anthology goes on and on and on. All the way up until, you know, his most recent one, or one of his more recent moments, you know, this thing, right?
Is that a gang sign? Have you,
Oh, like you don't know what it is. You don't know what that is.
I have no idea.
You don't know. Jimmy Fallon doesn't know. David Letterman doesn't know.
We don't know.
All the comics and show business don't know what this is. Right? Yeah.
What is it?
Come on, Jimmy. Seriously, the time is up. People are hip to this kind of stuff. I'm here tonight to blow the lid off it, to be the whistleblower. I'm sick and tired of the secrets and the lies. It is the secret symbol of the Illuminati, and you're a part of it, and it is the all-mocking tongue.
Oh. I like it.
It's the symbol of the all-mocking tongue. And I'm sick of it. I want everybody to be in on the joke, man. You know what I mean? Like, for years now, talk show hosts, people on television, people in sitcoms have been hired by the government to throw you off the track, to distract you, to make you laugh and stuff like that, make you happy and docile so you don't know what's really going on. You know, when they get out there in the woods in a circle naked and they decide these things, and, you know, and you know, look at him trying to come it up. It's hilarious. And, you know, and I'm sick of, hold on a second. You know what they're trying to do? Who? This thing is buzzing. Hold on. They're trying to turn us into, you know, consumer drones of some sort. Hold on, I just got to get this.
And yeah.
Yeah, listen, I'm in the middle of blowing the lid off some.
What happened?
I'm sorry, Jimmy. I was temporarily interrupted by my iPhone 6 Plus.
That's a big one, huh?
5.5 heads-up HD display. I think what I was really trying to say was I think people will enjoy Dumb and Dumber this weekend.
And that is what I thought you were about
They should all go to the theater. They should all go to the theater tomorrow and see it.
They should.
Because we could use a good laugh. Ha, 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 ha.
I'm just saying, if you look at that guy and you look at this guy, they don't look remotely the same. What y'all think? What y'all think? What y'all think? Maybe I'm tripping.
Brilliant evening. Oh my gosh. Benjamin Laverne was off the hook. I mean, I can't believe he committed to doing all that. I was really, is this about someone else? My favorite funny face is the one I'm wearing right now.
Whoa. Whoa. My favorite funny face is the one I'm wearing right now. Ah.
Thank you so much, Jim.
No, I've blown it up.
Someone else. Oh my gosh. Benjamin Laverne was off the hook. I mean, I can't believe he committed to doing all that. I was really, is this about someone else? My favorite funny face is the one I'm wearing right now.
Thank you so much, Jim.
No, I've blown it up in case you can't quite see the details of this because it's going to be small on your screen. But let's watch it back, guys, because this is really Jim Carrey. Okay.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Oh, it's a wonderful feeling. I really took on a pretty big challenge trying to do my speech in French. So, I wrote it and I researched it and I practiced it like crazy. But, it's, then I watched everybody like talking 1,000 miles an hour up there, receiving their awards. And I was like, I'm dead. And I made mistakes and I was like a novice, but I felt a lot of love and I felt a lot of appreciation that I tried. And what I said was true. And I really wanted to recognize my family. I wanted to recognize my dad. I mean, my dad was the type of person that if you met him for 5 minutes, you felt like you knew him for 50 years. I can't talk about him without getting emotional. Oh, loved it. It's so beautiful. And having Michelle, Camille Coton was also amazing. And it was just a brilliant evening, really brilliant evening.
Yeah, I'm concluding that they either got Jim Carrey, like he's not here with us no more, or they certainly got to him. Because that, and I also think he was probably giving us a clue saying his favorite face is the one he's wearing because that, favorite funny face is the one he's wearing because that is not Jim Carrey's face. That's crazy. This is crazy. And he kind of suddenly got serious. There were points where he was talking where his face kind of got really, really stern, like when he said, I'm dead. And just now when he said, my favorite face is the funny face I'm wearing right now. My favorite funny face is the one I'm wearing right now. This sounds like maybe they cloned him and found a way to keep his brain alive. Maybe it's science fiction. Maybe that's theory, conspiracy theory. I don't know. But what I do know, I know that ain't Jim Carrey. And if it is, what did they do to Jim Carrey is the next question.
What? And then he stares and then gives this diabolical look back to the camera. Okay, so there are several things wrong with this, but the first thing I want to point out is the eye color. Jim Carrey has brown eyes, but these eyes are hazel. Let me blow it up some more, and then I'm going to show you the comparison, and then we have some more to get into.
That's not Jim Carrey's eye shape either. His eyes aren't shaped like that either. Those eyes are more rounded. Jim Carrey's eyes slant a little bit. Those aren't Jim Carrey's eyes either. Maybe it's Jim Carrey under a mask. And there was rumors that Jim Carrey was Joe Biden. So, maybe this is just like his thing. I'm just throwing stuff out there. I don't know.
This, of course, of the eye color, but the nose, the skin, it's like no pores. Could it be a filter? Sure. Or, compression? Sure. But that doesn't usually happen. I mean, there are no pores on this face.
It's a mask.
To me and a lot of people, this is a mask, a skin mask. But we have more details to go over with this because this is insane. All right. So this is the comparison of their eyes. As you can see clearly, two different eye colors, right?
But That's what I'm saying. This one at the top is clearly Jim Carrey. That's what I was saying. Like his eye shape, the eye shape is very different. You know what I'm saying? The eye shape alone is the eyebrows, the arch in the eyebrows is very different. You know what I'm saying? Like this is clearly not this guy. That's all I'm saying. This guy is clearly not this guy. And if this guy is this guy, then I've got even more questions.
Let's zoom in some more. So this is Jim Carrey, right? And you can see the way the eyebrows sit, how he has somewhat of a monolid. It's not quite a monolid, not quite a double lid. It's kind of in between. But then you just see, okay? Just look at the facial structure. Now let's move this up. What is this? What is happening? Look at the lids. Look at the lids of the eye. Look at the eye color, the eye shape, the eyebrows. So they put all this makeup on him, which you can see the makeup, but they didn't fill in his eyebrows? Huh? So his eyebrows are now gray, but his hair is still brown? Look at the skin. There's no pores on this thing. I don't even think the wrinkles match.
No, they don't. They don't. Nothing about this matches. This is clearly not the same person. You can even see the nose shape. Look at the nose shape. The nose isn't even shaped the same. He's got wider nostrils out here than what we've got in here. These are pointy. It looks like his nose probably slopes a little bit more. This is obviously sticking out. Looks to be protruding from the face a little bit more. This ain't the same person, man. That ain't the same person. That ain't Jim Carrey. That ain't Jim Carrey is what I'm saying. And like I said, and if it is Jim Carrey, then I got a lot more questions to ask.
Absolutely some of the worst psyop slop I have ever seen. Now, I have told you guys before, and a lot of you who may not be familiar with this, but you are familiar with the fact that Joe Biden was not Joe Biden. That was someone in a mask. You can even see the mask. You can see the ear shape. The ears were attached at one point. Then the earlobes are not. I mean, the list goes on and on. It was not Joe Biden. Okay, and that's going to tie into this in a second. But we know that this is what they do. We also know about shape shifting. Okay, this is actually something that is found in the Bible that says fallen angels will take on human form. But outside of that, whether this is a fallen angel or not and shapeshifted, I personally believe that this is actually a mask, that they have another actor or another person wearing Jim Carrey's face in order to fool us. But this is the thing about it that's so sloppy and what gets me. They would go this far to do the mask. Why wouldn't they put in contacts? I personally believe that this is the age of disclosure, which they have said. This is the age of disclosure. They want us to know. They want us asking questions. They want us to panic, and they are trying to normalize it, or they're trying to gauge how many people are awake and have the eyes to see these things.
Boom. Boom. That's a fact. That is a Snapple fact. This is why I always tell y'all, no matter what, to stay skeptical, to stay informed, and to always question the narrative. This is something we have to ask questions legitimately about. Why would they go to these links? Why would they do this? Who is this? How many times have they done something like this? Is it a shapeshifter? I don't know about that. I don't know if I buy that per se. I'm not saying it ain't possible. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm saying I don't know if I buy that per se. I buy something far less, less. I mean, certainly spiritual, but I don't necessarily buy that. But I do buy evil motivated people who would do something like this, probably again after doing something to Jim Carrey. It just makes, there's so many questions you can ask, man. Maybe I'm tripping, man. Maybe I'm tripping. I'm gonna leave this right here. Drop the link in the description. Once again, big shout out to Melanie King, talking about this story. I just know that there are some evil actors out here in the world. And I know that people don't like having their plans exposed. And Jim Carrey, not long ago, and more recently in his speeches and times where he's been up front, has been working to expose the evils of Hollywood, really, of the industry, the evils of the industry. And they don't like when you do that. The powers that be don't like when you speak out against them. It doesn't matter if you're Jim Carrey or Kanye West or Michael Jackson, Martin Lawrence, right? And a few of these other people. It doesn't matter if you're any of those people, right? They eventually come after you, right? And, in some cases, I don't know. I guess it depends on how much you know. That'll determine what things they do to you. I believe they did something to Jamie Foxx. I believe they did something to Martin Lawrence. I believe they did something to Joe Biden. I believe they did something to Jim Carrey. Okay? What they did, I don't know. But as I said earlier, they either got Jim Carrey or they got to Jim Carrey. And I think the same is true about those other people that I mentioned. They either got him or they got to him. But this is the age of revelation. The apocalypse is upon us, which means the great reveal is upon us. I think we are going to find out a lot, and this Jim Carrey thing is just the tip of the iceberg. At least that's what I think.